You know that feeling, right? It's late at night, you're flipping through the channels, and suddenly you're just mesmerized by an infomercial for some gadget that seems almost too good to be true. And you get this compelling urge, this sudden impulse to just pick up the phone. Well, that feeling has almost nothing to do with the product itself. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the whole psychology of buy now. We're going to decode the tactics they use to trigger these impulse buys and give you some simple, powerful tools to stay in complete control of your finances. Just let that sink in for a second. These bitches, they aren't really about the value of the product. They're about triggering an immediate emotional decision in you. It's like a hidden psychological code, a script that's been carefully written to bypass your common sense. And we are going to decode that script together so you can see it for exactly what it is. And this right here is the absolute key. Their entire goal is to create a situation where you feel this overwhelming pressure to decide right this second, before you have a chance to think, before you can look at your budget, before you can even ask someone what they think. See, their win isn't selling a fantastic product. It's getting you to make a quick, emotional choice. Once you do that, their job is done. So how in the world do they create this high-pressure sales pitch? Well, it all starts with a technique we're going to call the decisional avalanche. And what's so interesting is that this is especially effective because, well, many of us have a high level of trust for what we see on television. It feels authoritative. So let's look at how they build this avalanche, one piece at a time. I want you to picture the logical part of your brain as a person trying to catch balls being thrown at them. One or two, no problem, you can handle that. But this technique, it throws a dozen things at you all at once. Scarcity warnings, free bonuses, ticking clocks, stacked offers. The whole point is to create total mental overload. And when your brain can't possibly process all of it, it just defaults to emotion. That's when you pick up the phone just to make that overwhelming feeling stop. The avalanche always starts with a deadline, limited time offer, or you have to call in the next 10 minutes. This is designed to immediately signal to your brain that this opportunity is about to disappear and you have to act now or you're going to miss out. It's not about giving you time to think it over, it's about creating instant anxiety that just begs for a resolution. Okay, so while you're still processing that ticking clock, they hit you with the next wave. They stack the value. Call now and we'll double the offer. All of a sudden, the math in your head completely changes. It's designed to sound so unbelievably generous that it feels almost silly to question it. Now your brain is scrambling to calculate this incredible new value, all while that clock is still ticking down. And then, of course, comes the famous line, but wait, there's more. A free carrying case, a bonus recipe book, you name it. This flood of free gifts is the final push that knocks your critical thinking right off its feet. Your brain is now completely overwhelmed trying to track the main product, the doubled offer, all the gifts, and the deadline. The only feeling left is, wow, this is an incredible deal. I have to do this now. And that is precisely the state of mind they want you in. So why is this so dangerously effective? Well, first, it plays on our trust in what looks like an authority figure on TV, that friendly host, the cheering crowd. Second, as we just saw, it just systematically overloads our ability to think critically. And third, it offers a really simple, quick fix to a real emotional pain point, like being frustrated with cooking or cleaning. But here's the most critical part, especially for anyone on a fixed income. These small, impulsive buys can quietly, almost invisibly, add up and drain the funds that are meant for necessities and for truly meaningful experiences. Understanding how this avalanche works brings us to the single most important lesson in this entire explainer. Seriously, if you remember nothing else, remember this one idea. It is your best, most powerful defense against all of these tactics. It's the key that dismantles the entire illusion. That's it. The feeling of needing to act right this second, that feeling is the trap. It's not the product, not the price, not the free bonuses. The moment you feel that frantic pressure, that little bit of panic in your chest that you're about to miss out on something amazing, recognize it. Recognize it for what it is, a completely manufactured red flag. That feeling was put there on purpose. And just seeing it, just being aware of it, is the first giant step toward taking all of your power back. So if the urgency is the trap, how exactly do they build it? You know, it's not magic. It's a pretty reliable formula, actually. It rests on three very specific psychological levers that, once you learn what they're called, you'll be able to spot them from a mile away. So here they are: authority, avalanche, and scarcity.
Authority is when they use doctors or clapping audiences as social proof to make you think, well, if they all love it, it must be good. The avalanche, which we just covered, is all about overwhelming you with stacked value. And scarcity creates that powerful fear of missing out, only 100 lefts at this price, or operators are standing by. You put those three together, and that's how they create that powerful and completely fake sense of urgency.
So, what's the key that unlocks this trap? It's a beautifully simple rule you set for yourself: the cooling off period. This mandatory pause does one incredibly important thing. It gives the emotional, frantic part of your brain time to settle down, and it allows your rational mind to come back online. It is the perfect antidote to manufactured urgency.
All right, now that we get the problem and we have the core solution, we can build ourselves a really practical, actionable toolkit. This is a simple, step-by-step plan you can start using literally today to take back complete and total control over your purchasing decisions. So here it is, your 4-step defense plan. It all starts with the most important rule of all, putting that mandatory cooling off period into place. Then we're going to learn a simple but really powerful technique called a value deconstruction audit. After that, we'll learn how to spot the exaggerated promise red flag. And finally, for any bigger purchases, we'll talk about the wisdom of using a trusted advisor check. Let's break these down.
We recommend a full 24 hours for your cooling off period. Now, why so long? Because the fake urgency of an infomercial is kind of like a sugar rush. It's really intense, but it fades surprisingly fast. After 24 hours, that emotional high is gone. That on-screen timer is just a distant memory. And that frantic pressure has completely vanished. Now you can look at the product with clear, logical eyes and ask yourself the real questions. Do I actually need this? And do I truly want it? Next up is the value deconstruction audit. On the left, you see the infomercials math, right? They add up the main item and all the free bonuses to create this huge total value. Your job is to do the math on the right. During your cooling off period, just mentally delete all the bonuses. Pretend they don't even exist. Then ask yourself the real question: am I willing to pay the full price for just the main product? Stripping away all the extras reveals the true cost, and it forces you to evaluate the item on its own merit. Now look, it's really easy to feel a little foolish or embarrassed if you've ever fallen for one of these pitches. But it is so important to understand this is not a personal failure. This is about reframing the situation and recognizing that building a defense for yourself is a true act of wisdom. So let's just ask this question directly, because I think it's something a lot of us feel, but we don't really say out loud. If you've ever bought something you later regretted after seeing an ad like this, is that a sign of some kind of personal weakness? The answer is an absolute emphatic no. It's simply a predictable human response to tactics that are designed by experts who spend millions of dollars figuring out how to push our psychological buttons. Falling for them doesn't mean you're gullible, it just means you're human. The blame lies with the manipulative system, not with the person who's just responding naturally to it. And this is exactly why we reframe these defenses, not as restrictions, but as a form of wisdom. Empowered skepticism isn't being cynical, it's being protective. Intentional delay isn't about denying yourself, it's about reclaiming control. And most importantly, it's about honoring your budget and your future. That money is for your security, for your necessities, and for creating meaningful experiences with the people you love, not for more clutter and regret. Okay, so as we bring this all to a close, let's focus on the single most important takeaway. I'd like to issue a small, gentle challenge that I truly believe can make a profound and positive difference in your financial well-being. Let's just hold on to this core lesson one more time. The urgency is the trap, and your defense is a mandatory cooling off period. That simple, intentional pause is all it takes to put your calm, logical brain right back in the driver's seat. So here's my challenge to you. As soon as we're done here, find a piece of paper, a sticky note, whatever works, and write down this rule for yourself. I will wait 24 hours before making an impulse purchase. Put it on your fridge, put it near your phone or computer, and then just make a quiet, personal commitment to honor that rule. This simple act puts a powerful and permanent barrier between an emotional impulse and your wallet. So remember, at the end of the day, every impulse buy is driven by that manufactured sense of urgency and scarcity. But you now hold the most powerful tool to counteract it, that mandatory 24-hour cooling off period, and the clarity you get from that value deconstruction audit. These two things completely neutralize the psychological pressure.
By choosing to intentionally delay, you are ensuring that your hard-earned money is spent not on fleeting whims and clutter, but on things of genuine value and on creating meaningful experiences. This is how you close the door on manipulation and you open it to calm, confidence, and lasting financial peace of mind.